So how did Brad Goreski get to be the fashion force he is today? In this part of my interview with Brad, we talk about how he got his start in the industry and what's next for his Brad world. This is Media Beat.
Look, things change.
Anyone with a camera and a computer is a good idea.
Pay attention to
where
we all do. We evolve.
So Brad, let's rewind a bit and talk about how you got to where you are before the reality shows came calling. How did you develop your distinctive sense of style?
You know, it's strange because when I was growing up, and I'm from Port Perry, Ontario, Canada. When I was growing up, I don't really remember specifically any, having the information that much around me. It was more something inside me that I knew what I was drawn to. There were no boxes from any stores or arriving at my house in Port Perry. I could barely join like the CD club. Do you remember those?
Yeah, of course.
I would see the thing on the TV all the time for like, get all the 80s hits and 12 CDs, and I'd be like, and then it's like not available in Canada. I was like, if I can't get into the CD club, how on earth am I going to get a Comme des Garçons jacket? You know what I mean? So.
Well, you've come a long way since then, and I know you went to college at University of Southern California. And during college, internships played a big part.
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about the role that internships played in your career and sort of also where you interned?
Absolutely. First, before I went to USC, I went to Santa Monica College. I remember going into the internship like advisor, counselor lady and sitting there, and she's like, okay, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, I'm going to get an internship at Vogue in New York. And she was like, excuse me? I'm like, I'm going to get an internship at Vogue. Is that possible for me to get credit and go to New York? And she was like, if you get the internship. And I was like, okay. I came back later with all my paperwork. She's like, are you really going to New York? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to work at Vogue. It's like insane to me. And I'll never forget that summer. It was like crucial to me believing that I could actually be involved in the world of fashion. So for me, internships and when people tweet me or whatever, about how to get into it, they're so instrumental, but not only do you need to get them, you need to work at them. Mm-hmm. You have to really take the steps to get where you want to go. It's been like a long process, but so rewarding because I've done all the work from the ground up to where I am now.
And you actually have a book coming out in March. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I do. I'm really excited about my book. It's called Born to be Brad, My Life and Style So Far. I was told for so many years by people in the playground and out in the schoolyard, I was called names. It was really rough. And I think it's important for people to know that if I can make it and I can do it by just being myself and doing the hard work, then anybody can do it. There's a lot of tears in this, there's a lot of joy in the show and a lot of laughter as you saw from the first episode, but there's also a lot of emotion in it because at the same time I was doing the show and I was talking about all of these being asked like, well, what was it like when you came out to your mom? What did she say? That brings up a lot of stuff because it was a really beautiful moment in my life. And then on the flip side of that, to be writing this book that goes back to my first day in kindergarten and kind of ends right now, everything was really raw. But yeah, I just hope it brings one of the kids who comes up to me on the street and says they love my style and they want to get into fashion. I hope it gives them the hope, that anything is possible. So that's the big thread.
Very much looking forward to it and look forward to spending more time in your Brad world. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I've loved being here.
Thanks for coming.